What's going on, guys? I'm a regular guy with the Regular Guy Firearms channel. Thanks for watching. Now, press checks. This is a subject of a lot of internet talk, and lots of it is really stupid. But, as you guys can tell, normally I just kind of jump into these types of things and put my little perspective on it and just try to insert a little bit of common sense here and there. Okay, so press checks. A lot of people really like them. A lot of people really hate them. What is the purpose of a press check? Now, purpose of a press check is very simple. It is as a pre-flight thing, right? Basically, before you're getting ready to go do something, you jam a magazine in there, run your action, and then you yank on your action a little bit, check it out, look for a piece of brass that's in there, and then let go, right? There's a lot of internet bickering on both sides of the house of this, and the people for and against it have a lot of opinions here and there. So let's talk about what you have for a press check. As far as for a press check is concerned, you basically verify that you've jammed around in there. Okay, a lot of people go even farther and will lock their bolt to the rear, make sure that they have an empty chamber, and then go ahead and load around in there. Then do a press check, right? Now, good thing about this is as follows. If you are in a absolutely sterile environment, and meaning like you're back at the Choose in theater, or you are on a SWAT team, right? And it's before you are getting ready to go on that call or whatever. And as you're readying up, you go ahead and load that gun. And then press check it. Or if you're getting ready to do like a class or something like that, very first round that you got, you want to do a press check for, correct? Now, it's good things, can be minor drawbacks, and here's why. Because I know guys, and I've seen it a million times, where dudes are so ingrained with doing a press check with a pistol and a rifle that I have seen people create training scars. Okay, and this is what I mean by that. Back in the day, I was at a pistol class, and I was talking for and against a press check with a dude that was there. And he was like, oh, well, press checks all the way. And at the time, I was very against press checks. And I was just kind of like, nah, because why would you even want to do that, right? And I told him, you know, one of these days, you're so used to drawing it and then doing a press check and stuff like that and then putting it away that one of these days, on a drill, we're going to start to simulate that gunfight, and then you're going to draw it, press check it, and then start shooting. Lo and behold, not even an hour and a half goes by and he does that, right? So as far as press checks are concerned, you can certainly create some training scars there. Now, how do we avoid this? To me, a press check, if you're going to do one at all, and I'm just going to come right out and say that I don't, but if you're going to do one at all, I don't really have a problem with someone doing press checks, but as long as you wrap your mind around it in a certain context. Right? If you're doing a press check, it needs to be in an area that has absolutely nothing to do with shooting. Let me explain what I mean by that, right? In all of the circumstances that I just put out, like you are at the Choose getting ready to go to the mission briefs, or you are going to you are getting ready to go on a call and you're at a brief for that SWAT team or whatever about what it is you're going to do. I understand that a lot of SWAT dudes are just kind of on call for certain things, and that you don't get mission rooms or briefs for everything that you do. A lot of times they get it en route or after they get there. But before you're getting ready to run a stage in a competition, and even that one's kind of wonky, but I'll explain that one here in a little bit. Or you're at a class. Now, the only time that it's appropriate, for me anyway, for dudes to do press checks is well before you begin whatever it is that you are doing. Like, for instance, if you are in theater and you're getting ready to run out on mission and stuff, a press check is only appropriate way before anybody goes out the wire. Like, way before. You know, like, you're loading your rifle, you're charging it, and you do a press check then and there. Because it has nothing to do with actually fighting. And if you're going to do something like that, you need to totally segregate it from everything revolving around fighting. Okay? Same thing for the SWAT teams and stuff. If you're at class, anytime that there's a press check or anything like that, you're topping off your gun and all this other stuff, and well before you walk towards the line and get ready to start a drill, when you're done charging mags and you're topping off your gun, that is the point in time that you should be doing a press check. Okay? Because it's well away from anything associated around training for or actually being in a fight. Because as far as fighting techniques are concerned, they are 1,000% different, and they have no place for a press check. Okay? Because just gross movements and all that other stuff for everything. So, to me, that is an appropriate time to do a press check, right? And again, I personally don't do them because my justification behind all of that is that if you're in that same sterile environment and you're loading that gun for the first time, or you're making sure it's loaded or whatever, you can hear and feel that bolt pick up around, or that slide pick up around. Like, there is a huge, huge, huge difference between the sound it makes and what it feels like when you take a rifle and just run the action like so. There's a really big difference between the sound that makes and this sound. Okay? A lot of people are really used to hearing that sound, and it's to the point where I can hear someone well down the line. I can hear whether or not they've chambered around in their AR or their AK sometimes, or their pistol, because they haven't seated it all the way, and all I heard was that really hollow slide or bolt sound versus hearing it pick a round up off of that magazine. Okay, so to me, a press check is not very valuable, simply because if I'm in that type of sterile environment to where you could register a press check and stuff like that, and it's something very, 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 very separate from anything fighting related, you can also hear and feel that round going into battery. Okay? So, that's just my take on it. I'd love to hear the correspondence in the comments and stuff like that below. If you want to go further than that and take the discussion further forward, or ask about something else, you can go ahead and join our Facebook page. 2 things though: read the about, and once you're done reading the about, if you have a question, use the search function on the page, because chances are whatever question that you're going to ask has already been answered by thread upon thread upon thread of interaction with other dudes. But that's it for me, guys. And remember, a regular guy's firearm is the last defense against tyranny. Be easy.